Welcome to the Political Checkmate, and today I'm going to checkmate a video from Bloomberg Quick of a video called AOC lashes out at gunmakers for taking blood money. So here we go.
There is no discussion about gun violence in New York City without discussing the iron pipeline that is Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and honorary mention to Ohio, where 70% of likely illegal trafficked guns found in New York City come from. There's no discussion about gun violence in Chicago without talking about Indiana, because the violence and the mothers that we have to comfort are losing children due to the guns and the carnage and the lawlessness unleashed by those.
I want you all to remember AOC said illegal traffic guns. So already people were breaking the law despite government restrictions anyway. Okay then, how come the states near Chicago or New York have less violence than them? And also, buying guns from another state must go through the FFL, where they do background checks and make sure it complies with laws of the buyer's state of residency, and you were to get the gun, you would still have to follow the rules in New York and Chicago on how to operate the gun. Well, for a place like Chicago, the reason why they might get guns from Indiana could be because there are no brick-and-mortar gun stores within Chicago city limits, and many Chicago residents are closer to Indiana suburbs than Illinois suburbs. I gotta say, I find this argument to be ridiculous because this is like saying prohibition laws would have worked, but only if we had stopped beer from Chicago. This is the point of why gun control does not work, because people will get their guns illegally for a crime. After all, 90% of criminals, according to the Justice Department in 2016, got their guns not from retail, but instead illegal sources, like the black market, or stole it, or found it in a crime scene.
States. Between 2009 and 2018, how many school shootings did the United States have?
288.
288. Now let's look globally. Our G7 partners, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the United Kingdom, combined, how many school shootings did those countries have?
50 times more.
In almost 10 years. 288 versus 5. This is not normal.
According to the Government Accountability Office, the large number of school shootings are from things like gang violence or accidents or suicide, and if we actually look at what we would have think of as a school shooting such as Parkland, it would have been estimated to be 46 school shootings, and at 9 people died each year. This is still a tragedy, and we should always try to aim for 0, but here's the thing, a child's life isn't always going to be safe, because there are many things that they're more likely to die of than a school shooting, such as traveling to and from school, and catching a disease from school, and injury from school. And the odds of a school shooting happening is 1 in 614 million. And in that probability like that, you're more likely to win the Powerball lottery twice than to be at a school shooting. I should also point out that 0 school shootings have happened where a teacher was armed, and also, with country comparisons, you're dealing with the problem of apples to oranges comparison, because we are dealing with different cultures, because this study from the American Journal of Criminal Justice found that the nature of the relationship between gun availability and violence is shaped by social, historical, and cultural process across nations.
Let's talk about one thing more important to lobbyists and the gun industry than children, than houses of faith, than human beings. Let's talk about profit. In 2020, 22.8 million guns were sold, reflecting a 64% increase from 2019, correct?
Correct.
In 1 year. And across the board, gun manufacturers and ammunition companies began to see record profits. Is that right?
That's correct.
Now let's put that into context. In 2020, again, more than 45,000 Americans died by gunfire, reflecting an almost 3-fold increase from 2015. Are those statistics correct?
That's accurate.
So in your view, are you seeing a correlation between gun profits and gun deaths in the United States?
Yes.
Okay, correlation doesn't equal causation because the increase in gun violence in 2020 could have been due to other factors such as job losses, economic change, the closure of schools and community organizations and nonprofits, and civil unrest, which is what this study found. Also, gun manufacturers are simply offering a product the same way a knife manufacturer is offering knives, but I don't really hear any politician fighting the knife manufacturers. I gotta say, people always focus on gun deaths, but they generally seem to forget the defensive gun uses, which is estimated to be 1.67 million, according to this study from the Georgetown University. I would also like to point out that an increase in gun ownership does not necessarily mean an increase in crime, because this literature review of 41 studies found that studies with strong methodology did not find higher gun ownership rates causing higher crime rates, including homicide rates. And also, this study from the Journal of Homicide Studies, looking at 226 U.S. cities from 2010 through 2017, and found out legal gun dealers does not significantly influence gun homicides. Instead, it's illegal gun dealers. And also, this could be conditioned upon structural economic disadvantage. Also, why are people so fixated on guns even though the Bureau of Justice Statistics have found that the violent victimization with a gun to be 10%? This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and please donate to my Patreon so I can make more videos and have your video requests checkmated. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.